So as I'm sure you're all very well aware, there was a new update that came out this past week for Battlefield 5. It is the let me get this correct. The third week of the second chapter of Tides of War, and in this update came the cooperative game mode that we've known about since the announcement of the game, called Combined Arms. And it's your standard co-op game mode for a first-person shooter, and I suppose there was some mild excitement somewhere for this game mode, but I think really people just want some content, because let's be honest, DICE is literally giving us food crumbs of content, and a lot of it is content that I don't think a lot of people necessarily care about. I think it's very selective in who the content targets, but I could be wrong. Back to the point, Combined Arms doesn't exactly reinvent the wheel when it comes to game modes like this. You've essentially played this all before without playing it if you've played co-op modes in other first-person shooter games before. Just think your Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 kind of cooperative game mode. You've got a couple missions that you can go through with friends to complete. It's nothing really, like I said, that's going to reinvent the wheel. But to be completely honest with you all, I wasn't anticipating this game mode at all, but I can say in full confidence that I have never been more disappointed in a game mode that I do not care about. DICE, honestly, heart to heart here, what is this? We waited, what, 3 months, 4 months just for you to place bots on multiplayer maps? Seriously? I mean, I'm having a really hard time figuring out how and why this wasn't included as a launch feature when all this game mode is a glorified training package for multiplayer. And come to think of it, isn't that what the practice range is supposed to be? The practice range that you put in 2 months ago, I think? I mean, I really hate to keep complaining and coming back to complaining about Battlefield 5, and I know that you all are probably getting sick and tired of me complaining about it, and I'm tired of it too. I want to make happy content and make jokes and teach people how to play the game effectively, but when I see a half-assed game mode like Combined Arms that should have been in the game at launch, I really can't help it, and it really is half-assed too. I mean, just listening to the opening narrative they give you, it sounds like they put a bunch of DICE's employees' names into a raffle system, randomly picked somebody and said, okay, you do the best British accent that you can do and read these lines and we're going to put it in the opening. It's horrible. Now, I went in and went straight to hard mode, or the hard difficulty, and chose the Rotterdam one, and that's what you're seeing on the screen right now. It's called Headquarters or something, and even on the hardest difficulty, it was really easy. So it was so easy that I kind of got too carefree, and I go out and get killed by a tank here, as you'll see eventually, but it's really easy. I mean, hey, you ever want to get a quad feed? Yeah, I'm going to put that one in my montage. Look at the top right corner.
Oh my god! Oh! Oh my fucking god! No!
But in all seriousness, if you're going to put a game mode like this into a first-person shooter, you at least want to add some kind of challenging element to it. Otherwise, it's going to get boring very, very quickly, and you're not going to retain the players that you're targeting with this game mode, which, by my experience, is definitely geared towards new players. But the problem is as I said earlier, it's 3 months too late, and Westy has already made this point in his video that he made a couple of days, and I'm kind of just echoing it. It's way too late for the target audience that it's trying to meet, and now it's just kind of another one of those dead on arrival game modes that really begs the question that I've been asking this entire time: why was there a wait for this? Why did we wait 3 months just for bots on multiplayer maps? It really doesn't make that much sense, and it really shows you how much more time DICE probably needed to make Battlefield 5 a complete game, which, let's be honest, it's only barely reaching that requirement right about this time now. The other thing that's really confusing about this Combined Arms mode update is that apparently everything that you do within the game mode translates into your stats and your weapon progress in the main multiplayer. And when I say weapon progress, I'm also talking about progression on challenges, such as the mastery challenges for gold camos, the challenges that you need to complete for clothing assignments, all of that. Basically, every challenge that you can do within the game, whether that be Tides of War challenges or more weapon-specific challenges, all of those you can complete in Combined Arms, which is incredibly stupid to me, because that just ensures that people are not going to actually go into the multiplayer and play to get those challenges done. Why would you do that when you can go and get 20 headshots byprodded off of bots and combined arms? Giving players the ability to go in and get those challenges done is completely counterintuitive to what the purpose of this mode is, which is to retain players and get them to understand the game better so they can go and complete those challenges. It's just something that DICE has once again overlooked, like they've overlooked many things logically when putting patches into the game. And if anything, this shows you why Battlefield 5 has performed the way that it has. There's just a certain feeling of negligence from DICE in the decisions that they make when trying to save a game that they kind of screw over with their marketing and choices in the first place. So I think that at the end of the day, whatever combined arms is, it's a bit of a failure, and it's something that I think they could definitely have used their resources, I guess their remaining resources, since a lot of developers are leaving the studio right now. But it's something that they could have better used their time and resources on. And it only further backs my thinking in thinking that RSP or rental servers are the only way that this game is going to gain any traction and retain players in the near and distant future. Because I gotta tell you, if DICE is banking on this Battle Royale mode to be any good and to have it save Battlefield 5, I think that's a bad basket to put all your eggs into, because let's be honest, Apex Legends has probably indirectly just killed Firestorm. I think that's what the Battle Royale mode is called. I'm blanking off the top of my head as I'm recording this now, but I think Apex Legends and the success of that has definitely indirectly killed Firestorm, and Firestorm hasn't even come out. So rental servers are going to have to be the thing that DICE is going to work on next to try and once again buffer the player count for this game and try to save some of the veterans that are increasingly so very unhappy with this game. But that's my opinion on combined arms, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, drop a like on the video. If you're new here, subscribe, and make sure you turn on post notifications. My name is Nick or Catalyst, and I will see you all another time.